Amded Mahe Ramadan. Holy Ramadan begins tomorrow as the moon of the month of Ramadan sighted in the sky of Bangladesh. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina distributes Bangladeshi Science and Technology Fellowship, NST Fellowship, and Special Research Grant to students and researchers. The Prime Minister emphasizes on increasing research in medical science.
চিকিৎসকদের কাছে অনুরোধ করব যারা সরকারি চাকরি করছেন তার প্রাইভেট প্র্যাকটিসটা একটু কমিয়ে দিয়ে গবেষণার দিকে নজর দিন। আর এছাড়া যারা গবেষণা করবেন তাদেরকে আরো উৎসাহ দেওয়ার জন্য যা করা আমরা করবো, কিন্তু গবেষণাটা আমাদের খুব দরকার।
The more BNP launches programs during Ramadan, the more they will be isolated from people, says Ubaidul Qadir. Fasting begins in Gaza amid continued Israeli attacks, killing another 85 Palestinians in a single day. And Australia beat New Zealand by 3 wickets in the second test of the 2-match series in Christchurch and win the series 2-0. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Shangit Ahmed, welcoming you all to News at 10. You've just heard the headlines, and now on to the rest of the news.
আমি দিলের মধ্যে অবসর ধর্মঘট করি আর আমাদের ভাইয়ের সঙ্গে আমি পরামর্শ করে ঠিক করি তারা 21 থেকে আন্দোলন শুরু করবে।
Khush Amded Mahe Ramadan. The holy month of Ramadan begins in the country tomorrow as the new moon was sighted in the sky of Bangladesh today. State Minister for Religion Faridul Haq Khan said this after a meeting of the National Moon Sighting Committee this evening. The meeting was held at the meeting room of the Islamic Foundation at the National Mosque, Baitul Mukarram in Dhaka. State Minister for Religion and President of the committee, Muhammad Faridul Haq Khan, presided over the meeting. As per the decision, the holy Shab-e-Qadr or Laylatul Qadr, the night when the first verses of the Holy Quran were revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will be observed in the night of April 6 on Saturday night. Muslims are meant to fast from dawn to dusk during the Ramadan, a time of restraint and austerity. President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina greeted the countrymen as well as global Muslim Ummah as the holy month of Ramadan begins tomorrow. In a message, President Shahabuddin said, "This holy month brings a unique opportunity of getting closer to the Almighty Allah and attaining taqwa. The month is being observed by the world Muslim community with due dignity and religious solemnity to attain self-restraint, self-purification and forgiveness." The head of the state said the fasting plays a vital role in establishing sympathy, amity and brotherhood among all, including the rich and the poor. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, in her message, said the holy month creates an opportunity of self-gratification through self-restraint and getting closer to the Almighty and satisfaction and forgiveness of the Almighty Allah. The fasting plays a vital role in establishing sympathy, amity and brotherhood among all, including the rich and the poor, she also said. She called for avoiding all kinds of superstitions and to promote the spirit of Islam, the religion of peace at all levels of individual, social and national life. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has urged the doctors of the country to devote more time to research in medical science, burying the mentality of doing private practice to just earn money. The Prime Minister made the call while distributing checks of Bangladeshi Science and Technology Fellowship, National Science and Technology Fellowship, and special research donations among teachers, scientists and researchers and students of different universities. The Science and Technology Ministry arranged the program at the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister asked the doctors among the audience about the facts of private practicing of the physicians. She requested them to put emphasis on research work from now on. Sheikh Hasina said that the government will give special stimulus package to those who will be involved in health-related research.
একটা জায়গায় একটু পিছিয়ে আছি, সেটা হচ্ছে আমাদের স্বাস্থ্য বিষয়ক গবেষণা। কিন্তু এখন গবেষণার উপর গুরুত্ব দিতে হবে, কারণ দেশের মানুষ আরো সুস্থ হবে, সবল হবে, যারা মেধাবী কাছে সুযোগ পাবে, গবেষণা অপরিহার্য। তো গবেষণাই তো আমাদের জন্য নতুন ভাগ্য খুলে দেয়। চিকিৎসকদের কাছে অনুরোধ করব, যারা সরকারি চাকরি করছেন তারা প্রাইভেট প্র্যাকটিসটা একটু কমিয়ে দিয়ে গবেষণার দিকে নজর দেন। আর এছাড়া যারা গবেষণা করবেন, আমি তো বললাম যে তাদেরকে আরো উৎসাহ দেওয়ার জন্য যা করা আমরা করবো, কিন্তু গবেষণাটা আমাদের খুব দরকার। বিজ্ঞান এবং স্বাস্থ্য বিজ্ঞান এই দুটোর উপর আমাদের গবেষণার সব থেকে বেশি গুরুত্ব দিতে হবে। আমরা রূপপুর পারমাণবিক বিদ্যুৎ কেন্দ্র নির্মাণ করেছি, আরেকটি বিদ্যুৎ কেন্দ্র নির্মাণ করার জন্য চেষ্টা করেছিলাম দক্ষিণে, কিন্তু দক্ষিণে আমাদের যে মাটি, সে মাটি এত নরম, আমাদের প্রত্যেকটা দ্বীপ আমরা এটা সার্চ করেছি, দেখেছি, সে কিন্তু আসলে সেখানে করা বোধহয় সম্ভব নয়। তবে এখন যেখানে আমরা বিদ্যুৎ কেন্দ্র করেছি, এটা সমাপ্ত হবার পর দ্বিতীয়টাও আমরা এই পাবনাতে পুরোই করতে পারবো। এটার কাজ আমাদের শেষ হবে, সাথে দ্বিতীয়টা যাতে শুরু করতে পারি, এখন থেকে আমাদের সে পরিস্থিতি নিতে হবে।
Science and Technology Minister, Architect Yafis Osman, Chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee of the Science and Technology Ministry, Zahid Malik, and Science and Technology Secretary Muhammad Ali Hussain also spoke. BNP will be more isolated from people, then more it goes for programs instead of restraint during Ramadan, said Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir. He said this at a secretariat meeting of the Awami League at the central office at Bangabandhu Avenue in the capital today.
সংযম না করে আন্দোলন করবে, এটা আমাদের কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। তারা আরো জনবিচ্ছিন্ন হয়ে পড়বে। রমজান আসলেই কিছু জিনিসের দাম বাড়া, একটা মহল অতিরিক্ত মুনাফা করতে চায়। জনগণের ভাগ্যকে নিয়ে যারা ছিনিমিনি খেলে, সরকার এবার অত্যন্ত তৎপর, অত্যন্ত সতর্ক। এখন থেকেই সর্বাত্মক প্রয়াস চলছে যাতে করে দ্রব্যমূল্যের উপর নিয়ন্ত্রণ থাকে। এই রমজানেও আমরা কোনো ইফতার পার্টি আয়োজন করব না, দলের কোনো ইফতার পার্টি বা সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে ইফতার পার্টি আমরা করব না। এর পরিবর্তে আমরা গরিব সাধারণ মানুষের মাঝে ত্রাণ সামগ্রী, ইফতার সামগ্রী আমরা বিতরণ করব।
The Road Transport and Bridges Minister said the Prime Minister is very strict regarding those who were involved in violence at the Supreme Court. The government will not spare the culprits, he added.
বা অপকর্ম আজকে সরকারি দলের ছত্রছায়ায় যদি হয়ে থাকে, সরকার সেখানে এইসব কর্মকাণ্ডের অপরাধের ব্যাপারে কাউকে যখন ছাড় দেয় না, তখন বুঝতে হবে সরকারের এখানে শূন্য সহিষ্ণুতার নীতি অটল রয়েছে, বজায় রেখেছে, এবং সরকার এখানে কোন অবস্থাতেই আপোষ করবে না, অপরাধীকে অপরাধী হিসাবে চিহ্নিত করবে এবং বিচার করবে, তিনি যতই প্রভাবশালী।
Awami League Joint General Secretaries Dr. Hassan Mahmood and AFM Bahuddin Naseem, Organizing Secretaries B.M. Muzammil Haq, S.M. Kamal Hussain, Abu Said Al-Mahmood Shapun, and Shujit Roy Nundi, Office Secretary Barrister Biplab Borua, among others, were present at the meeting. The government will take stern action against the dishonest traders to keep the prices of commodities stable during the month of Ramadan. Foreign Minister and Awami League Joint General Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmood said this while exchanging views with the journalists at the Foreign Ministry today. He said despite having adequate supply of goods, a section of dishonest traders hoard goods in the hope of extra profit and increase the prices. This increases the sufferings of the common people. The Foreign Minister said during his recent visits to Turkey, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, various issues related to bilateral interests, including Rohingya crisis, Gaza issue, and expansion of trade were discussed.
সৌদি আরব এবং ইউএইর সাথে আমাদের যেহেতু বহুমাত্রিক সম্পর্ক সেটিকে আরো নতুন উচ্চতায় নিয়ে যাওয়ার ক্ষেত্রে এই সফরটি প্রয়োজন ছিল। আমার সাথে তুরস্কের পররাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রীর বৈঠক অনুষ্ঠিত হয়েছে। তুরস্ক আমাদের দেশে যে রোহিঙ্গারা আছে তাদেরকে নানাভাবে সহায়তা করছে। আমি তার কাছে রোহিঙ্গা সমস্যা নিরসনে অর্থাৎ রোহিঙ্গাদের সসম্মানে ফেরত পাঠানোর জন্য তার সহযোগিতা চেয়েছি। গাজায় ইসরায়েলি সহিংসতা বর্বরতার সেটি নিরসন করাই ছিল মূল আলোচনা। বাংলাদেশের পক্ষ থেকে আমরা অত্যন্ত জোরালো বক্তব্য স্থাপন করেছি এবং বাংলাদেশের বক্তব্য সবাই প্রশংসা করেছে। অনেক আরব রাষ্ট্র যত জোরালো বক্তব্য রাখেনি তার চেয়ে অনেক বেশি জোরালো বক্তব্য আমরা রেখেছি। আমাদের দেশে বিরাট সংখ্যক ব্যবসায়ী কোন একটা উপলক্ষ পেলে যখন মানুষের প্রয়োজনীয়তা বাড়ে তখন পণ্যের মূল্য বাড়িয়ে দেওয়া। বেশিরভাগ পণ্যের কোনো সংকট নাই, কিন্তু এরপরও কোনো কোনো পণ্যের মূল্য বাড়িয়ে দেওয়া হচ্ছে। সরকার এ ব্যাপারে অত্যন্ত সতর্ক। আমরা এই অসাধু ব্যবসায়ী অসাধু মজুতদারদের বিরুদ্ধে ব্যবস্থা গ্রহণ করতে আমরা বদ্ধপরিকর।
Earlier, visiting Belarusian Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Yevgeny Shestakov called on Foreign Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood at his office. The Foreign Minister sought Belarus cooperation in signing the free trade agreement with the Eurasian Economic Commission and Bangladesh's inclusion as an observer in the Eurasian Economic Union and more investment in Bangladesh's economic zones and high-tech parks. Besides, Sri Lankan High Commissioner in Dhaka, Dharampala Virakodi, also paid a courtesy call on the Foreign Minister. During the meeting, various issues related to bilateral interest of the two countries were discussed. Bangladesh has already acquired ownership of a total of 32 GI products. More products are on the cards to be listed as GI products. Women Entrepreneurs Network for Development Association, WEND, arranged a fair in the capital with GI products on the occasion of International Women's Day. Many GI products, including mango and muslin sari, have been displayed at the stalls of the GI Products Fair. Industries Minister Nurul Majid Mahmood Humayun emphasized on opening the sales center of GI products and regular arrangement of this kind of fair. He said the country's economy and local industries will benefit from branding GI products. GI is a special name or symbol used for a material that is determined by the geographical location or source of a particular product. The biggest advantage of GI products is the branding of products in the global market, which puts GI products ahead of any other equivalent product. The Prime Minister's Press Secretary, Ihsanul Karim, was drenched with love and respect by the journalists as well as people from all walks of life. His coffin was taken to the Jatiyo Press Club in the morning today. At the beginning, Dhaka District Administration accorded State Guard of Honor to the valiant freedom fighter Ihsanul Karim. Later, on behalf of the Prime Minister, her Military Secretary, Major General Kabir Ahmed, paid tributes. Afterwards, homage was paid to Ihsanul Karim by the Jatiyo Press Club, led by its president, Farida Yasmin, senior officials of Prime Minister's Office, Awami League, led by its Joint General Secretary, Dr. Hassan Mahmood, Prime Minister's Press Wing, Dhaka South City Corporation Mayor, Barrister Sheikh Fazle Noor Taposh, Bangladesh Federal Union of Journalists, Dhaka Reporters Unity, senior officials of the Information and Broadcasting Ministry, as well as different political, social, cultural and professional organizations. Later, a funeral prayer or namaz-e-janaza was held there. Ihsanul Karim was laid to eternal rest at Bonani graveyard in the capital after another janaza. He died last night while undergoing treatment at the Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Medical University Hospital at the age of 74. The Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ihsanul Karim began his career in 1972 with Bangladesh Sangbad Sangstha BSS as a staff reporter. Now international news. UNRWA says hunger is everywhere in Gaza as Ramadan begins and reiterates calls for an immediate ceasefire during the holy month. Israeli forces prevented hundreds of Palestinians from entering al-Aqsa mosque in occupied East Jerusalem on the eve of Ramadan, local media reports. Ismail Haniyeh, head of Hamas's political bureau, blames Israel for failing to reach a ceasefire deal before Ramadan, saying Hamas don't want an agreement that doesn't end the war on Gaza. Meanwhile, Israeli forces have stormed the occupied West Bank city of Tulkarem as well as the Nur Shams refugee camp, destroying infrastructure amid confrontations with the Palestinians. Besides, the Wafa news agency reported a number of casualties after Israeli forces launched new air attacks in and around Gaza City. The assaults came after an earlier Israeli attack on Tal al-Hawa neighborhood, which also is in Gaza City, killing at least 10 people. Wafa also reported Israel shelling in the southern city of Khan Yunis. Divisions between U.S. President Joe Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu burst out into open again over the weekend as the two traded barbs in interviews over Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza. In a Saturday interview with MSNBC, Biden said Netanyahu was hurting Israel more than helping Israel in his war on Gaza, adding that he wants to see a ceasefire in the context of a deal that also brings back Israeli hostages held there by Hamas. Biden has for months warned that Israel risks losing international support over mounting civilian casualties in Gaza, where the death toll has passed 31,000. Netanyahu, in response, said the American president was wrong on his assessment and fiercely defended his policies in Gaza, especially a looming ground operation into the southernmost city of Rafah that Biden and other world leaders had warned against. Netanyahu on Sunday said he intends to move forward with the invasion despite Biden's warning and regardless of a ceasefire hostage deal. The operation would not last more than 2 months, he said, but did not provide specifics on the timeline. Vladimir Putin is set to secure another 6-year term as Russian leader this weekend in a vote the Kremlin says will show society is fully behind his assault on Ukraine. In power as president or prime minister since the final day of 1999, Putin has squashed all forms of opposition and dissent, exerting a level of domestic control that ensures the result is in no doubt. Victory in the March 15-17 contest will allow him to stay in the Kremlin until at least 2030, longer than any Russian leader since the Catherine the Great in the 18th century. The poll comes at a time of high confidence for the former KGB agent. Russia's troops in Ukraine have chalked up their first battlefield gains in months, and Putin's most strident critique, Alexei Navalny, died in an Arctic prison colony last month. Though Putin is blasted as a pariah in the West, the Kremlin says the vote will show that Russians at home are unified behind him and his offensive. Oppenheimer is the big winner of the 96th Oscars after scooping 7 awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Cillian Murphy. With its blistering portrayal of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the so-called father of the atomic bomb, the film Oppenheimer started the night slowly but quickly built momentum, grabbing some of the ceremony's biggest prizes. The film, which had 13 nominations, also wins Best Supporting Actor for Robert Downey, Jr., as well as the Best Director for Christopher Nolan, plus Film Editing, Cinematography and Original Score. Emma Stone is awarded Best Actress for her role in Poor Things, which also won Best Production Design, Makeup and Costume Design. The Best Supporting Actress award goes to The Holdovers star Davine Joy Randolph. It's a historic night for some as Ukraine wins its first ever Oscar with Best Documentary 20 Days in Mariupol, and the UK wins Best International Film for The Zone of Interest.
Yes. And has won 7 Oscars tonight for actor in a...
Any of us who make movies know that you kind of dream of this moment. Could deny it, but I have been dreaming about this one.
Thai Ambassador to Bangladesh, Makswadi Sumitmore, paid a courtesy call on Industries Minister Nurul Majid Mahmood Humayun at the Ministry of Industries today. During the meeting, various issues related to the mutual interest of the two countries, including business, were discussed. The Industries Minister said Bangladesh is sincere in expanding trade and strengthening relations with Thailand. Highlighting the long-standing friendly relations between Bangladesh and Thailand, the ambassador said Bangladesh has a suitable environment for business and investment. Senior Secretary of the Ministry Industry, Zakia Sultana, and Director General of Bangladesh Accredited Board, Anwarul Alam, were present on the occasion. A delegation of the World Food Programme, led by its resident representative and country director Domenico Scapelli, ambassador of France in Dhaka, Marie Masoudupi, and Deputy Foreign Minister of Belarus, Yevgeny Shestakov, had a separate meeting with Agriculture Minister Mohammad Abdul Shahid at the Secretariat today. The meetings emphasized on increasing mutual cooperation in the agriculture sector and working together on strengthening agriculture research and exchange of technology. The World Food Programme delegation expressed interest in introducing weather insurance for small and marginal farmers in Bangladesh to recover from natural disaster losses. Cooperation in post-harvest management to reduce food wastage and spoilage, and buying food from Bangladesh for food distribution in different countries. The minister sought cooperation from the World Food Programme in post-harvest management. In the meeting, the Minister, French Ambassador Marie Masloupuy, and €1 billion said €1 billion will come to Bangladesh under the Climate Change Adaptation Agreement between Bangladesh and France. Assistance for the agriculture sector can be available from that fund. Besides, she expressed her interest in cooperation with Bangladesh in making smart cards for farmers. And now the timing for Sehri tonight and Iftar tomorrow. The last time for Sehri tonight in Dhaka, its adjoining areas, is 4:51 a.m. and Iftar tomorrow at 6:10 p.m. in Dhaka and adjoining areas. And now news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said weather may remain dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Night and day temperature may rise slightly over the country, said Met Office. Now news on sports.